Hey guys, I'm excited to talk about Scarlet Violet booster boxes today. So I'm going to show a little bit too, but Scarlet Violet, the data is showing that demand is picking up again quite a bit. So the market's been kind of slow the last few days, especially since that TC player sale on Friday. But I guess it's been a little less than a week, probably like two-thirds of a week, and we're already seeing like pretty. I don't know if it's like one person doing all this, but we're seeing spikes in demand. Scarlet Violet base, it has returned back to its previous kind of demand of about 20 boxes a day last few days. Um, if it continues at that rate, it'll reach 195 pretty quickly, but we'll see if that's sustainable. There's already six sold today, and you know, um, I'm recording this at probably almost noon right now, so but that's not the most exciting one. Like I'm seeing just a lot of more peaks of demand. Like Paldea, which I said is kind of the most demanded Scarlet Violet box right now. What's doubled in demand as well? 44 boxes, and the price went back up to 225. If I look at that, like what does it take to get to the next price point? There's a 227 over here. There's probably like getting to the next price point might take some time. I see 227, but yeah, if it's going at 40 bucks a day, it's definitely going to get there quickly. I'm just not sure how it's gonna get maintained. Obsidian Flames, a really big one. Like you see this big spike over here. It's 29 boxes compared to normal. I could still technically less than Paldea, but normally sells, um, usually around 10 to 13 boxes, and the price I think technically went down, but it definitely helps to just flush a lot of boxes out in the market because once the boxes are sold, they can't really be resold again at the same price unless you just kind of want to lose money. Um, say Obsidian, it might be. I think that there's just a bunch of boxes needed to be flushed out. And eventually, as demand kind of grows, a lot of sellers who are kind of selling at these lower prices will start to like either remove their listings or they'll be bought out a lot of the times. Paradox has actually, yeah, it's returned back to about 185. Um, yeah, I told you guys before that Paradox is pretty cheap, but we're seeing another like increase in demand over here. It was usually between like 15 and 20. Now it's like 35. So that's, I don't know, like 50% more, 100% more, somewhere around that. And yeah, it seems like people just bought a lot of cheap boxes. It's back to about 185. Um, TC player sales on like the 20s after 28. So Paradox was at the highest at like 183. So this is kind of the new high for it actually. Um, Temporal is about the same. So I didn't really list it. I'm still waiting for Pokemon Center sellouts. Twilight, it technically went down, but demand is still pretty good. We're here. It's still selling about 17 boxes. Before it was around like 10 to 15 boxes a day. The thing with Twilight is that it's not necessarily that there's a ton of boxes um, that people are listing at lower prices. It's just that like there's usually just enough boxes that it lowers like the absolute lowest price. Yeah, for Twilight, it's usually a lot of the prices are actually around like 225. It's just that every now and then there's some sellers who are selling like a little lower. Um, I think that I'm getting the feeling that someone just listed a bunch of lower listed pricing yesterday. Because a lot of people were buying around the 225, 230 range even before considering shipping, and all of a sudden they are at like two like there's like 216s, 218s, 210s over here. So I'm getting the feeling that either someone bought all the cheap boxes or um, someone like also just listed a bunch of cheap boxes yesterday. Stellar Crown has reached $200 pretty much, like 199 point, like close enough. It was at like 191, like 197 yesterday, and like this is up from like just a few days ago. The highest it was about 190, and then it went to 195 and 199. Like I told you, like Stellar is pretty insane, and like it kind of shows like how fleshing out the market does help. Like 700 boxes were sold, and Stellar's still going up. It seems like people do like it, and there's only like 94 boxes left. It's pretty surprising. This box could be gotten pretty easily for $100, about 100, 110, just I don't know, like 3 or 4 months ago, honestly. Um, and then surging's about the same, but demand also went up. So just a lot of demand. Like there's There's new price highs for Paradox and Stellar. Um, Paldea's recovered. Obsidian has a lot of demand. Just demand like 50% or double it in Scarlet Violet base, Paldea, Obsidian, Paradox. I think I saw Stellar and Twilight. No, Twilight's about the same, and Stellar so it's about the same. But yeah, a lot of these early boxes have gone like a sudden increase in demand. And if you watch like alpha investments, like these are the boxes that like Rudy talked about. That these are the ones like less likely to get reprints or whatever. Um, but there's just something about like these sets are a little more protected. Like people expect reprints for these later sets, but these first sets have already had reprints, so they're just a little safer as far as a risk goes. And that's the way like Rudy tends to analyze his investments. I'll just go over some Sword and Shield really quick. Just some minor things, nothing too major. As far as price changes go, Rebel Clash, there was a seller selling for 290. That box is bought. It's back to 308, and then Vivid Voltage went down of like about $5, but it kind of oscillates a little bit. Rebel Clash, two boxes were sold. One of them was a cheap box, and one of them was one at the 308 price. Um, it doesn't really change the price as much until these three boxes are sold. But there's only 10 available, so the price will kind of fluctuate a lot. Um, Darkness Ablaze, yeah, some more consistent demand over the last 2 days. Three boxes sold last 2 days, and honestly, like having sales 4 consecutive days is very rare. Darkness Ablaze, like you see like, over here. So it's just kind of a good sign. But still, like it's not gonna affect prices that much. Like don't expect like crazy price increases. Battle styles, it seems like it really might hit like the 190s soon. Um, this is the main seller at like less than 190, and then you get to 195 already. Chilling Rain, I'm just knowing the demand. Like, so compared to Scarlet Violet, the demand numbers are a lot lower for these high price items, but we've seen consistent sales over the last, actually almost the last since the 18th. Um, there was one day with finding sales, but other than that, like it's been pretty consistent. Um, yeah, and it's good to see like three boxes being sold after like um, 65 hours sold that day. Three boxes sold per day. Um, Fusion, Fusion, I've seen the same thing as Chilling Rain, just like three boxes sold each day and some kind of consistent demand. Just seem to be following similar patterns. Astral Radiance, the price is still kind of stuck around 260, but it's kind of getting back to demand after not really selling anything for a few days. And then Silver Tempest, there was a little spike in demand over here at 9. The price is still kind of stuck to where it is, but yeah, there's a little spike in demand over there. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.